Welcome to this explainer, where we're diving straight into the wild intersection of human psychology, motivation, and biology. You know, if you've ever wondered why some people just seem effortlessly driven to succeed, while the rest of us sometimes feel completely stuck in a rut, well, it's not just about raw willpower. The answers actually lie in a very specific, deeply ingrained biological mechanism. Let's get right into it.
Picture this, the Nigerian Chero ritual. Young men stand in a circle, completely bare-chested, and endure a brutal flogging in front of their entire community. And the kicker? They do it without so much as flinching. Now, to the casual observer, you'd think, okay, this is just a super harsh test of honor. But to a psychologist, man, this is a raw, undeniable test of human biology in action.
And this completely reframes our entire understanding of testosterone. Look, forget the common cliches about giant raging muscles for a second. The primary psychological function of this hormone is actually to make effort feel good. It is literally the effort fuel inside your mind. In that churro ritual, it's the exact chemical providing the intense motivation to fight for status and the incredible resilience required to endure that level of physical pain.
But let's bring this back to our everyday modern lives, because a lack of this effort fuel reveals a really striking struggle. Look at this data. 45% of Gen Z men aged 18 to 25 have literally never approached a woman in person for a date. Think about that for a second. That is a massive chunk of an entire generation experiencing some deep social withdrawal. And listen, this dating statistic isn't merely about shyness or, just not knowing what to say. It perfectly illustrates a real biological deficit in risk-taking and heightened social anxiety, both of which are directly tied to low hormone levels. So it's not really a mindset issue at all. It is a physiological state where the brain is literally lacking the chemical motivation to take a social risk.
Section 1. The winner effect, building the upward spiral. So, how do we actually change this chemistry?
Well, whether it's playing professional sports, dominating a round in your favorite video game, or, hey, even finally winning an argument in your own head, the biological response is incredibly consistent. Engaging in, and more importantly, actually winning a competitive task makes these critical chemical levels just skyrocket. Your brain heavily rewards you for victory, absolutely regardless of whether that victory was physical or entirely mental.
And this brings us to one of the most mind-bending findings out there from a Cambridge rowing study. Researchers rigged a rowing machine so the ultimate winner was completely 100% randomly selected. The crazy part? Your brain literally doesn't care about objective reality. Even though they were given randomly assigned completely fake wins, the subjects who simply thought they won experienced a massive biological surge in testosterone anyway.
So by tricking or training your brain through these victories, you trigger an incredible upward spiral. Feeling like a winner chemically alters your brain to make you feel more confident and highly ambitious. And, well, because you are suddenly operating with way more confidence and ambition, you directly increase your statistical chances of actually winning again in the future. It creates this awesome self-feeding loop of success. Section 2. Your mental leaderboard, navigating the social hierarchy. Right now, your brain is constantly running this leaderboard in the background.
Now, while the highest-ranking males in the animal kingdom just have the most testosterone by default, humans have this amazing superpower. We can actually choose our arena of status. You might not be a Fortune 500 CEO, but your brain will happily reward you with a chemical surge for being an excellent middle manager, a respected artist, a great dad, or, even just the absolute best chess player in your friend group. You get to define the arena.
However, here is the brutal math on this. If you feel you have absolutely no goals and zero upcoming wins on the horizon, your brain essentially marks you as a loser on that internal mental leaderboard. And because it thinks you're losing, it stingingly cuts off your effort chemical. It simply won't give you the fuel to compete if you aren't even trying to play the game.
Section 3. The downward spiral, the psychology of losing. Just as winning creates a powerful positive loop, this can all reverse entirely.
To show just how drastic this plunge can be, the data is honestly pretty terrifying. One psychological study found that competitive rugby players saw their testosterone levels drop by a staggering 40% immediately following a major loss on the field. That is a huge chunk of their biological drive, entirely wiped out just by the outcome of a single match.
And it gets even more intense. Another scientific experiment documented a jaw-dropping 90% drop in a man's hormone levels following extreme physical stress. I mean, his biological drive to exert effort was almost entirely eradicated by the physical and mental strain, 90%. So this steep biological drop creates a very, very dark psychological headspace. You become highly irritable, you experience intense anxiety, you might even find yourself overthinking to the point of twisting completely neutral comments from friends into vicious personal insults. And this paranoia drives you to withdraw entirely, which gives you fewer chances to win, locking you firmly into a self-sustaining cycle of failure.
Section 4. Flipping the switch, hacking your biology. Fortunately, biology is not destiny, and we are certainly not powerless here.
You can completely reset your chemistry by following this straightforward checklist. First, rack up small, achievable wins. Remember, even the perception of winning raises your levels. Second, build a physical base. Optimize your sleep and lift heavy things, focusing on compound movements like squats and sprints. Finally, and this is huge, change your input. Stop the daily doom scrolling. Constantly consuming pure negativity signals to your brain that the world is a losing battle, which biologically suppresses your natural drive to compete.
There's this excellent quote from the source material that summarizes it perfectly. Your psychology and your biology are a two-way street. Your mindset and the media you consume affect your hormones just as deeply as your hormones affect your mindset and behavior. They are permanently, intrinsically linked.
I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. The science clearly shows you have the actionable tools to hack your mental leaderboard. So, are you just waiting around to magically feel like a winner? Or are you ready to start acting like one today? Get out there, define your arena, and ask yourself right now, what is your very next small win going to be?